Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Baddy Ball Z. I'm AJ Zero here with Albino Joe, bringing you the start of the playoffs. Apologies for the jank stream. Only for a few matches, though. But that should hopefully be a pretty minor issue. And this should be a pretty exciting match.
Yeah, Zedekis and Cruise Master. I think they practice a lot together, don't they?
Yeah, they've played a few games against each other. And this is a matchup that on paper I think is going to be pretty evenly matched. Although Zed gets a nice happy birthday there.
And the damage is not going to stick, but hey, even health bars, each of them gets a pretty good combo to start out the gate.
Yeah, now we are in the awkward long-range neutral game. Bad advances, bad assists, a little bit of damage it takes, but Zed, the first one to lose his patience in Super Dash, and he might lose his life for this.
Cruise Master, good 2H on that vanish there, taking Zedekis out.
Close.
Oh man, Bardock coming out of the gate for Cruise Master, very strong. Again, taking out a character and also, getting some damage that's going to stick on that blue Vegeta.
Yeah, Cruz has been dropping a few of these combos late, but most of his damage is sticking. And Zed's looking kind of impatient right now. He hasn't really done anything to crack Cruz's defenses, which, like we've been saying all season, Cruz is really good at kind of playing slow, playing defensive.
Oh man, yeah, and Cruz is just annihilating Zed, really. I mean, looking at these health bars, there's not a chance. I mean,
yeah,
is this fight established?
Oh, he dropped that super a little too late.
I just saw that super. Huh, I think there's a little bit of delay from us.
Yeah, that's going to be blue Vegeta going down, to give you an idea of where we're at with the delays.
Oh dear.
Normal DBFZ things, but
yeah,
huge lead for Cruise Master at this point. Zed hasn't really been able to mix up anything to get through Cruz's block. This is maybe the first combo doesn't even get the stick, but he whiffs the super on the ground. And another 2H. Zed has been playing really aggressively in the air, to put it politely.
I can give you some spoilers from the future here, but, I'm not going to do that to you. Ooh.
Ooh, drop combos.
Oh, man. Just too funny. Tell me when you see him fly through the buildings. Tell me.
I think that just happens. He's dumping a bunch of special there. And probably about one combo away from finishing this. Is Zed's spark not going to last a whole lot longer. And, well, it was about to sound the alarm, but Zed immediately dumps through. That's alright. Cruz has really slowed this one down. Zed finally starting to get some damage to stick. Although this might be the combo that ends if Cruz doesn't drop this. He's got the meter to drop a 3 on the grounds. And he's going to actually screw that up. He blows 4 bar and the damage doesn't stick. Although he's still only maybe 2 taps away from finishing off Zed.
Big miss.
Yeah, nice open up with a special out of Vegeta there. But, oh, it doesn't matter. Raw 3 going the wrong way gives Cruz the game-ending 2H. And that's going to take out Game 1. Cruise Master 1-0 in this best of 3.
Wow. Alright, so this is the best of 3. We have a winner decided going into the next match here. With how that match started, Zedekis was definitely on the defensive, getting a character and a half taken out before Cruz really took any real damage. Do you think that start says anything about Zedekis for the rest of the series?
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe it just took him a sec to get warmed up. I know that's a pretty normal thing here in Baddy Ball Z. Because these guys, I mean, they do have somewhat similar play styles. These guys may be two of the slower paced players we have in top 8. So I was kind of surprised to see Zed having so much trouble opening Cruz up. But we'll see how this goes here. Zed's really got to start eliminating these super dashes. That's probably been the number one thing that Cruz has been able to abuse consistently.
Yeah, definitely. Well, hey, now Cruz is taking that abuse. Don't know where the super dashes are coming from. That was a lot of damage there.
Yeah, and Zed with another Dragon Rush is shame.
This Bardock, Cruz's Bardock has been the one that's doing work for him. Like, just all this damage on the blue Vegeta, just going all out here. 2 level 1 supers coming out of him. Not necessarily getting the kill, I don't think.
No, that's a level 3 out of black. I actually think that is gonna finish.
Never mind, I was wrong. Great play from Cruz Master there, taking out... You know, again, first blood, Cruz Master showing up strong at the very beginning here.
Yeah, Cruz tends to have a good sense of when he can finish with supers, and he doesn't really blow meter early. And he's starting this one off just like he did game 1. Ooh, that was a big 2H. That got really cocky in the air there. Cruz only has 2 meter here, so I don't know if this is going to finish. It's going to be close, but it is going to finish. And,
wow.
Cruz off to a big lead here.
3 characters, practically full health. Yeah, 2 of them have a little bit. Raw level 3 coming out of Zedicus to the face of Cruz. Blocked. Goku Black not taking that shit.
Yeah, that's a tilt play. Zed knows he is pretty far behind, so he was hoping to find a miracle there. Did not.
Oh, man. Missed 2H out of Cruz there, but hey, Zed's got 4 bar again. I mean, he had practically 7, close to 7 before when he did that raw super, but getting that all back and just taking damage as well.
Yeah, nothing Zed's doing is sticking. Cruz hasn't been dropping as many combos as we've seen in some of these past weeks. It's, I assume, going to force the spark. Yeah, there's the spark out of Zed. But he whips the 2H.
Not going to be good. He's back at 6 bar again. Hits the Dragon Rush. Gets up to 7 bar, getting a little bit of damage. Missed the end of the combo there, kind of confused. Rough. Another Dragon Rush.
Yeah, let's see if he can finish this combo off. He's going to not fuck around. He's dropping the level 3 in the air, but I don't think that finishes Goku Black, so Cruz maybe just sparks this.
Cruz, nope. He gets that, Android 21's out.
Let's see if Zed can find another Dragon Rush, and he does not. Cruz gets him with the big 21 combo. Gonna dump 2 meter here. And this, remember, no spark left for Zed, so this damage all sticks. We're maybe 3 jabs away from this one being over, and there it is. Cruz 2-0 in a dominant series.
Very convincing. Yeah, Cruz did not really have many holes in his game. Yeah, the end portion, the letter portion of that first game was kind of, you know, slow. But, hey, came out ahead.
Alright, so we'll be back. We're going to do a quick 2-3 minutes delay here between matches, and we'll be back with our next one, Jimbone versus Salvo, so stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back, Baddy Ball Z. We got our second match here, Jim Bone versus Salvo, another best of 3. We'll see if this one can be as close as the last game.
Alright. I mean, you know, I feel like Jim is really good at reading his opponents, especially after that first game is done. And, you know, like kind of predicting what he's going to do, but Salvo doesn't even know what the fuck he's going to do, so how is Jim going to be able to read anything, right?
But unfortunately for Salvo, Jim, unlike this last match, not one to drop many of his combos. So we see anytime he opens anything up here, it's usually quite a few thousand damage that sticks, especially once he gets this Nappa into the corner. He's very good at working the assists and extend his combos. And I think this is the end of Salvo.
Oh, dear God.
It is. Jim finishes off a character and he hardly spends any super doing it.
Man, yeah, just mercilessly beating him up in the corner. That Cell didn't get really a single combo off. Yeah, there's a little bit of damage there, but it's not much. Android 16 coming out for Salvo, getting bodied like his buddy Cell.
Yeah, Jim keeps catching Salvo with this pressure. Salvo just not quite sure when it's his turn to start attacking in this matchup.
He doesn't get a turn. He just doesn't get a turn. Oh, the spark! Ooh.
Yeah, probably a smart spark out of Salvo there. But he is very in the hole here.
That's some spicy tech, if I have to say so. Ooh.
It's like,
that a level 3?
Yeah, it's a level 3. It's not quite going to finish. Jim might actually spark this. I would if I were in his shoes. Although he gets caught with the Bardock assist, actually, and that's going to be Nappa off the board. So, big win for Salvo. I think Nappa's the character most people are afraid of. And maybe most importantly, Jim very good at playing around his assists. So just taking one of those off the board is a big start. But Goku's still going to get this cash down low, and that should be a finish here on 16. And it will be.
Only Bardock left for Salvo here. Got to pull a miracle out of his butt to kill 2 characters with him, maybe.
Yeah, Jim looks very confident blocking here. Oh, Salvo is going to turn this into a little bit of damage to sticks. It just doesn't quite have the pressure in the corner.
Yeah, a lot of blocking, a lot of slow play. Nothing that's actually turning into anything big. Ooh, until.
Ooh, that raw 3 is going to hit. But Jim can just spark that back, which I assume he will. Oh, Salvo does catch him on the wake up. If Salvo can pressure one more time here.
Ooh, big spark. Big spark out of
though.
Jim.
And that's
just the end of him.
Yep. Pretty decisive game 1 here out of Jim.
Wow, that was a lot of blue health gained by that spark too. That was a very, you know, should that fight have carried on, that would have been big for Jim. Well, game 1, as predicted, going to I guess the crowd favorite, right?
Yeah, that went about how I would have expected it to.
Oh wow. Do you think Salvo's gonna change up anything? His characters?
Salvo's gonna drop half his characters.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's Cell Stan.
Nope. Salvo's not gonna swap a thing. It looks like for the first time ever, Salvo is content with the team he's got. I mean, Salvo does know he's an underdog here, so maybe he's just not super concerned about this one. Maybe he sees this run to be through the losers bracket for a bit.
Yeah, this game's more of a formality, right?
Hey, maybe now that he's seen some of that Nappa in action, he'll know a little more of what to expect. Spoilers decided, man.
Well, Salvo getting getting kind of bodied out the gate like before. Ooh, but 2H coming out of him into another combo. Jim's in the corner against a Cell, which isn't good, but it's Salvo Cell. You don't know what that even means.
Yeah, Jim, nice advantage play, gets him the safe swap there, and Salvo drops the combo, so no force swap. But Salvo is getting some nice damage to stick here with the cell.
Yeah, Jim's busting out all sorts of switches. There's a happy birthday in there somewhere. A lot of his characters are hurt right now, and Salvo is kind of in the driver's seat at this point.
Yeah, this is some nice pressure out of Salvo. He keeps catching Jim on these swaps.
Yeah.
What the hell? I didn't even know 16 could do that move in the air.
Oh, man.
Oh, there we go, though. Jim with the clap, although he was already hitting something else, so he doesn't get the follow-up there. But that 7-man assist was coming through big for him. There's the Jim special, big 2H into a 4-swap, brings 16 back out. All this damage is starting to stick. Although this is going to take Nappa pretty low. And Salvo just keeps catching Jim with these very predictable character swaps. That's been almost all of the damage Salvo's had stick.
Yep. But doesn't matter. Jim still gets first blood with the first character down on Salvo's side. By 16.
That's again Goku damage sticking. Sorry, Dad. So does get the spark to make his way out of the corner, but Jim just pushed it back. Was for a second pushing him back towards it, but it looks like Salvo has made it out.
Ooh, good happy birthday in there.
So a lot of damage is going to stick on the Bardock on the grounds. Now Nappa back out, that spark worn out, and Bardock is down. Salvo about as far in the hole as he was game 1.
Yeah, after such a good start, this is not turning out well for him. But Cell, the last character that he's got, kind of is. I think that's the best character he has, right?
And that's a raw 3. That might take out Nappa, because I'm pretty sure that just hit.
Ooh,
Nappa does survive, and Jim gets the swap off.
Solid swap.
Although,
But
there we go.
Oh,
Nice other Salvo. But will it matter?
Oh, that was big.
Ooh.
Not big enough.
Nope, it is not. Thick thighs always come through, and Jim takes that a little closer than the first one, I guess, but still not close.
Not close enough.
You can't fuck with the great Nappa.
Nah, man. You can't.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Baddy Ball Z losers bracket round 1. We got Zedicus versus Salvo coming up. Our last Zed stream game of the night. Sorry, our last game before Zed streams of the night. Then you're back to your normal professional Baddy Ball Z production value. And I have very mixed feelings about this one.
Yeah, you know, Zedekis just plays up or down to his opponent. That's how I feel. And, you know, I don't know what's happening right now, but Salvo sure shit is getting bodied. Holy wow.
Yeah, big open out of Zed here. It was a nice job on the Vegeta. Says he's going to dump some meter on the ground. Or no, he's not going to dump some meter on the ground. That's what I get for trying to predict the brain of a Zedekis.
Oh, man. Gotta keep you on your toes here.
Oh, good play out of Salvo, though. He gets just enough of a mix-up to get a safe swap there. Although Zed should get the score swap up in the air. Oh,
and 16. Man, yeah, 16 just taking the same amount of damage that Bardock really took at the beginning here. A very solid, smart swap coming out of Zedekis there.
Yeah, Zed playing this very well. Nice and aggressive. And
not really letting... Yeah, not letting Salvo breathe at all here, but now Salvo's going to be on the offensive a little bit more. A lot of damage coming down on that blue-haired Vegeta.
Yeah, so gonna take a beating on his way out of the corner here, though, and this should turn into a safe swap for Zed when he chooses to. Well, actually, no, he did burn the meter on the vanish there, so he's gonna have to slightly less safe swap, but Salvo's still not ready for it. Not getting those 2 H's the crews have been getting on Zed earlier. But this one is, I would say, fairly close. Still slightly Zed favorite, although, as I say that, gets a few combos in a row, and there goes Cell.
Down for the count. 16 coming out to play.
Yeah, good blocks out of the Trunks, though. That's a nice Dragon Rush there. I think that turns into a kill if Zed doesn't drop this. But no, Zed just does not pop the meter on the ground after a lot of these combos.
Yeah. Spoilers, he drops it. Ooh.
Alright, Salvo, that's one way to come back around.
Yeah, we got a spark coming out of Bardock. Salvo's Bardock here, but he's still seemingly getting just straight up bodied.
Yeah, and even with the spark, Zed can burn through this with one combo with the meter he's got.
If he chooses to use that meter, right?
Yeah, big if.
Oh, man. Zedekis, another drop combo there, and then a raw
I think
something come out of Bardock.
Just kidding. It does not. But it ends with the clash there, and Zed wins out. Takes game 1 by a pretty decent amount.
Boom goes the Dynamite. Trunks and his 2 dads. Too strong, man.
That was pretty strong. Yeah, and Salvo just looking kind of lost today. He hasn't had really much luck getting anything going here against either of his opponents. Maybe we're going to see Salvo swap his team up.
And here we go. He did swap it up, you know, before against Jim. He had that Cell starting out, and he switched over to the Bardock starting out, and I don't know what to expect out of him now. He just changes the order, changes characters altogether.
Yeah, he's taking a minute here, so I'm thinking he's changing characters.
Gotta bust out the Yamcha! Yamcha, Salvo!
I'm not ruling anything out. This is Salvo we're talking about. But maybe he just needs a shot for confidence before this game starts.
Yamcha brings that confidence.
And,
nope. Vegeta assist. All right, worth it.
One of the maybe 10 characters Salvo has tournament ready.
Yeah. What's tournament ready mean?
You know, good enough that you'd play it on tournament. For Salvo, that's way too many characters.
Oh, man. Gotta specialize, man. You gotta niche down, Salvo. Niche down. Ooh, good low kick coming out of Zedekis to start the combo off. No level 1 bar. He misses an input, I think, with that Dragon Rush that he did at the end.
Yeah, you're quite a bit ahead of me. But still a big happy birthday sticking out of Zed there. If he can try to get some 4 swaps here.
Yeah, solid play out of Zedekis here. He has damage all over the place, but Salvo retaliating.
Yeah, Salvo getting more damage to the stick this game than he was for a lot of the last game. As he's going to drop some big Bardock corner. No, some big Bardock dropped combos. I get excited too fast. I gotta remember this is the Baddy League.
Oh, man.
But a big 2H out of Salvo that should turn into a kill here. As he drops the one on the ground, and that will be it. Salvo off to a much better start than in game 1.
Yeah, Dad's showing up this time. Bardock laying the damage down just without missing a beat, really. And he's using that bar. That's that's kind of been the story of this game, I feel like, is Zedekis constantly up in the 5, 6, 7 bar range while Salvo's just using it as he gets it. And this game, it's been proving to work.
Yeah, that's
as long as he doesn't get hit.
That's been the big thing with Zed, is there's been really obviously good spots to drop some meter that he just never does. And then suddenly he's got 7 meter and he's looking for a raw super. Hopefully not with Trunks. No, even with Trunks! Yeah, that's a good man grab, you Goomba. I can't believe that. That was so bad.
Oh, that was so fun to watch. Oh, man. This delay is just too fun.
It's so predictable. It's like he hits 7, he panics, he's like, I gotta dump this as fast as possible so the casters don't make fun of me. Well, I'm making fun of you, Zed. Fucking spend your meter on your goddamn sliding knockdowns. Right there, that was a kill. I play Vegeta. That was a slide. That was a kill. You just have to corner circle.
No, man, it's the Vanish. The Vanish is where it's at. That's what gets kills.
Oh. Vegeta himself would be disappointed to watch some of this.
Wow. Well, hey, Vegeta versus Vegeta, and Salvo's Vegeta is the one who does it.
Yeah, now Zed's gonna combo his way out of the corner. He's gonna finish this combo off with a knockdown and nothing else.
Oh man.
And see, the one thing here that I think some people don't realize playing this game is even if you're not killing by spending meter, you're creating pressure. You're forcing the opponent to maybe want to take a bad swap or have to spark on your terms. You don't only have to spend meter to get kills because you still keep the pressure up. And that's a big lesson Zed still has to learn, even if he is currently leading in this one.
Yeah, I mean, hey, his raw skill can carry him pretty far, you know? That's what you want to call all the combos that he's landing. He can open up combos, do some things, work it a little bit, kick the crap out of Bardock like he is right now, but doesn't fuck the bar.
Yeah, Salvo, that's a big Dragon Rush. If this damage sticks, he's got 3 on the ground. That's Salvo should have 3 on the ground there. That would have been the finish. That could be a season-ending mistake out of Salvo.
Well, I'll tell you now, there's some style points to be seen.
And there it is. Cocky bastard. One of those 3s has to hit by the end of his Zedekis series, and it will be that one. So Zed's going to take this 2-0 over Salvo. Salvo with another 7th, 8th place finish in Baddy Ball Z.
Yeah,
And,
forward through the losers bracket, Zed goes, and sorry, Salvo. See you next season.
Yeah. So that's going to do it for now, guys. If you stick around for just a moment, we're going to swap streamers over. We're going to have Zedekis taking over, so we're going to just be offline for a moment here. But we will be back with Wang versus Sword and Mace in a few minutes. So please stick around. We still got some really exciting games to play tonight.